There's one thing I've been wanting on this car for a while, and that's an armrest. Today we're going to remedy that and fix a couple of other things. Yes, it's true. I plan to get a whole lot more done on this car this year than what I've already gotten done. But all sorts of things that happened. I do have a full-time job, and that costs a lot of money. And YouTubing costs a lot of money also to do this kind of stuff. But I have all the stuff, so let me show you what we're going to do to start off. Remember this? First thing, we're going to take all this off. And we're going to reattach it to my upright gyro desk. It'll fit on this, so I need to take all this stuff loose, bring the gyro desk out, and get to it. For some reason, tools have been real cheap lately. I've got this wonderful tool kit here at the pawn shop for not $149. They gave me for $1.25 there, and got 232 pieces in it. So I'm going to try real hard to keep this all together. So let's get this all cleaned up and let's get this out and see what we're dealing with. So we got it all cleaned out, and we had to take the switch box out because I'm going to have to remount it, and I couldn't slide it in through the bottom. It's too big. So I got a plate, so let me show you that. Here it is. This is what's going to mount. It's actually for a different console, but I've adapted it to fit, so it'll hold it for now until I can find the right plate or the right console. So I'm gonna have to find some more electrical tape and put this all back together. So after a moderately exhaustive search, I found electrical tape. So let's get this together. So these are the bolts that go in. You just pretty much just put them in these tracks here. They're the right size for the tracks, I hope. Well, the other one slid in, as you saw. Yep. And slide them in. And where's the last one? Oh, there it is. Like I was saying, you just slide them in, you put the 4 in, and it should just slide right in, and then you can set your console on top of it. So here we got the console. Let's pick it up. Oh, and drop it in. And those slats should the bolts will go up through those slats. Before you get it screwed in, figure out where you want it. Somewhere right about here for me. Make sure it's a good place for my arm. Just make sure you got it where you want it before you tighten it down. It just makes it a whole lot easier in the end. Once you get it in, just tighten it down. Doesn't take a whole lot. You don't have to kill it. Just get her snug and she'll be just fine. We got it mounted in, and it's actually the wrong frame, but that's the only one I have. I had to put spacers on both sides to make it straight, but it'll work for now. Stuff for this particular console has proven very hard to find. I don't think it was real popular. The other flat style and other kind of somewhat angled Crown Vic console, I find stuff for that all the time, but this particular one has been a little difficult. I believe it came out of a Crown Vic, but I think that's where all the similarities ended. So let's get that thing in and wired up and show you what happens. And there it is, all cleaned up and functional. I gave it a function test. So let's go off to our next thing. And the next thing is something that's pretty common for cars that sit around. The problem I've had with a lot of these cars is the doors tend to stick. Open the doors, and you can see a lot of this kind of stuff here, but it's also across here. So we've got to clean all that. You can see it's more prevalent on the back right here. So this is part of maintenance. So not only do we have to clean the jams, we've also got to clean the seals. So let me show you how we do it. Start off with a little dish soap and a bucket. And basically, I don't know if you need to see this, but you just clean it with a rag. Soapy water and all that, but let's get it clean. But I'll show you the part that you probably don't know. You just scrub it out. It'll take a couple of passes, but just keep at it and get it all clean. So we got all the door jams and the trunk done up. So what we need now, some of this stuff. Clean it down with a little bit of wax. It'll take off some of the dirt and it'll lubricate the rubber and keep stuff sticking from the metal. The doors will open and close a lot cleaner, and your door jams and your door rubbers will last a whole lot longer this way if they're not sticking. You can kind of see the ring. Just wax up through there, around there, and that will take care of that. I have a gun rack I want to put in, but I can't quite figure out how it goes in yet. It's been a little odd. I think the mount is for an SUV, but I'm still researching it. But now we need car wash money. And like any responsible adult, I keep all my change in a can. I got quarters. Yeah, there's some more. Hooray! Ah, foiled gold dollars. The window tracks on this are a little tight. It needs some Shinsu grease, some of that Honda grease. I got to go down to the Honda dealer and buy that. That's the best window grease you can get right there. You can use that on anything. Put a little bit in the tracks after you clean them out. Put a little bit on the engine or the motor, and I'll guarantee you these things will run like new. So as the sun starts to set, it's setting earlier these days, I think we're done here. We got the car clean, we got the jams clean, we got the console in. Not a whole lot, but sometimes there just isn't. These were just little things that I've been meaning to do for a while, and I finally had the time to do them. When you have all sorts of other things, including a full-time job, that take up a good chunk of your time, you tend to put little things like this off. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you don't put them off to the point of where you start doing some damage to your vehicle. So anyhow, just a fun little video, nothing serious. I hope you liked it. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that other stuff, and we'll see you next video. There was a cop